Hello, hello. There we go. The movement. Yeah. Hello. Here we are again. All right. Whatever. "25 minutes ago, this was taken. Ukraine war now. Partisans of ATESH, maybe? Group recorded the carrier of supersonic missiles Onyx in the temporarily occupied Sevastopol. These are supersonic missiles. They're big boys and they're not funny. They are not to be played around with, and certainly not in the wrong hands. Now, they're not nuclear weapons. No, they are conventional warheads. They can bring along a lot of damage. They have been used before, but we will have it what we can. I mean, hopefully it won't affect too much. There's some air raids going off right now here in Kiev and Vinnytsia, but that went on 12:25 a.m. Keep an eye out on it, certainly. Not too great, actually. Not gonna lie to you, because if it's something serious, we just don't want that to happen. Here you have another thing. Terrifying footage show Boeing 747 engine over Miami.
It's on. Oh my god, it's on fire. Oh my god. Sorry. It's on fire. Mom. Holy shit. I hope they're okay. I wonder if they're doing an emergency. Oh. No, it's still doing it. It's still doing it. Oh my god, it's on fire. Oh my god.
In fact, it was on fire. Not aware of the situation after that. As far as we can understand, I haven't been posted about any crashes, so they appear to maybe made it safely to the ground and evacuated. Under control in unstable world. Nuclear threats under control in unstable world. Experts. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean? A lot of issues with aircraft lately? Well, there's a lot of issues with a lot of things. Avius. North Korea and Iran may be pushing ahead with its nuclear plans. Vladimir Putin may have threatened to use Russian weapons, but important red lines have not been crossed, a top expert told AFP. The nuclear order might be assailed, shaken, and contested, but its foundations are still solid and most essential. Elements are still there, French nuclear expert Bruno Terres said in an interview. Yeah, it's about North Korea. They're threatening to use their nuclear weapons. Of course they are. I mean, they've done that many times before. Baltic countries to build defenses on Russian-Belarusian border. The agreement signed by the defense ministry of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania provides the defense installation on the border to deter and protect against military installations or threats. Yeah. Supersonic missile spotted in Crimea, by the way. a partisan group called the ATESH have been spotted carrying what may have been well, how do you put it? Supersonic Oinix supersonic missiles. Not a great time, tell you that much. U.S. existing home sales fall to lowest since 1955. How you good at? Yeah. U.S. home sales falls to lowest since 1955. But don't worry, because Joe Biden has created a lot of jobs. The only thing that the Democrats are lately banking on is the fact that Joe Biden has created a lot of jobs. I've said it again, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can create 1 million jobs, but it won't make a fucking difference. It's about the quality of the jobs, not the volume. The quality, not the volume. Now, I will say to you now, it's fucking ridiculous. The Democrats act like they're doing a good thing with Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the shittiest president you may have ever had. He's worse than Donald Trump. I mean, it's bad. Netanyahu says he has told U.S. he opposes Palestine state in any post-war scenario. God damn. Israel will not allow the creation of a Palestine state. Prime Minister Netanyahu. Tel Aviv has informed the United States that it opposes the creation of Palestine state in any post-war scenario. Japanese moon probe landed communication established space agency. Wow. Alec Baldwin in incident on 2 charges of manslaughter. God damn. It was an accident, wasn't it? I don't know. It was an accident. It's supposed to be an accident, but I don't know. Here's what we will do. We'll watch the daily news as of the 19th of January. We'll do that.
Також запроваджено було електронний кабінет військовозобов'язаного, він буде створений. Громадяни зможуть вносити ці зміни прямо в своєму електронному кабінеті щодо своїх персональних даних. І це буде також більш сервісно, більш зручно. з будь-якої точки зручної для них зможуть уточнювати всі дані, які їм потрібно.
Відомих інвесторів з відомими адвокатами.
Шановні наші воїни, шановні наші родини воїнів, усі присутні. Сьогодні тут представлені Збройні Сили України, сухопутні війська, повітряні сили, Сили спеціальних операцій ДШВ, ВМС, Сили територіальної оборони, наша Національна гвардія, Державна прикордонна служба та ДСНС України. Усі вони представлені справжніми героями.
Що тут постав?
Це трасова поляна.
Witchy 86, welcome in. Thank you very much. Flash News or Flash on Twitter. Go check them out. Or him, or I don't know. Yeah. We are currently watching if the occupiers, the Russians, are planning on using nuclear weapons. We're not totally aware as of yet. They could be planning on it, but yeah. Not nuclear. God damn it. No. Supersonic. God damn it. As I said nuclear. No, supersonic. My bad, guys. I meant to say we're watching if they're planning on using the Ointstick supersonic. There was a sighting of a partition group called ATESH that was shown to have to have seen that a launcher from the supersonic ATESH Ointstick missile. Supersonic missile. Sorry about that. Supersonic, yeah. It's supersonic. 86. Did I have it? Yeah. No, I wasn't paying attention to what I said. I wasn't paying attention to what I said. I was just saying something. And I was like, wait, did I? Oh, I meant. I think I have it. I'm just gonna. What was the Ukraine war now? Here we have it. So check this out. 41 minutes ago, right? Shut those down, don't they? They can't shoot. You can't shoot down supersonic missiles if they are proper supersonic missiles. I doubt Ukraine has anything that would be able to shoot down a supersonic missile. It is, first of all, supersonic, and if you don't have a air defense system that also fires supersonic, air defense missiles, then you're probably not gonna be able to catch it. I don't think you're able to shoot it down. It's probably possible, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But this truck right here, and some people saw the picture and thought that that it was going to be nuclear, but no. The partisans of the ATESH group recorded the carrier of a supersonic missile Ointstick in the temporarily occupied Sevastopol, which is in Crimea. So these things are very hard to shoot down. They're not easy targets, not easy pickings. This is directly from Ukraine War Now. They're actually they're in Ukraine, as far as we understand. So these guys are pretty legit. These guys right here are pretty legit. And they uploaded that just 42 minutes ago. Okay, so yeah, this is the clip I was looking for. Thank you very much. I had it shared on my channel as well. But listen, NATO tells civilians to prep for conflict. Now, what this is pretty much a big drill. What NATO's trying to do is prepare us for a potentiality of war. I'm still a believer in the fact that we're not going to have a war with Russia. Listen, the chances of us having a war with Russia and that war actually lasting a long time will be very short. Russia will never be able to compare to NATO power. In fact, I will agree on one thing. If Russia was to attack NATO, it would have to be now. Or sometime next year. But it's very likely to be in this year, because this year, if Donald Trump gets elected this year, well then the United States will have a pro-Russian in the office, and and also very likely somebody who will maybe try and back out of NATO. Putin will very likely wait for the United States to back out of NATO if Donald Trump wants to do that. So sometime this year or next year will be a prime time for Russia, even though this year and next year they're not going to have a lot of things to fight us with. It's not going to be a good thing. The only thing they have left to bank on would be Belarus, but they can't, Belarus is not, yeah. No NATO for the US. Yeah. And, well, listen, NATO is nothing without the US. Listen, that's true, okay? It is true. And it is true, yet I do not believe that Russia will be able to defeat NATO without NATO, without the United States. NATO would still be a strong force. It would very likely seek other partners, and we have a lot of partners. So just want to say to you right now, no, I do not think we're going to see anything in forms of Russia attacking or winning. But here you have it.
You need to have water, you need to have a radio on battery.
It's not going to be a good decision for the United States to move out of NATO anyways. It wouldn't be a good decision, defense-wise, but we'll think about it.
Batteries, and you need to have a flashlight on batteries to make sure that you can survive the first 36 hours. Things like that. That's simple things. But it starts there. The realization that not everything is plannable, not everything is going to be honky-dory in the next 20 years. I'm not saying it is going wrong tomorrow, but we have to realize it's not a given that we are in peace. And that's why we have the plans. That's why we are preparing for a conflict with Russia and the terror groups, if it comes to it, if they attack us. We're not seeking any conflict. But if they attack us, we have to be ready. You need to have water, you need to have a radio on batteries.
God damn it, I'm mute. My bad. Listen, the factor is they might be banting on the factor that they think something is coming. I think they're pretty much have over 20 grand in supplies, and so a full blown war. One thing you do have to remember is that the United States will very likely be very minimally impacted by a full war. So listen, hey, the United States will very likely be minimally impacted by a war. It won't happen a lot in the United States. A lot of Americans think for some reason that they would be impacted, and they start becoming preppers and all that. Now we're gonna distract here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Nothing will happen in the United States, just like if nothing happened in World War II. Okay, so that's what you have it. The Baltic states will build a defense line against Russia in the eastern border. In particular, Estonia alone plans to create a network of 300 concrete bunkers to repel aggressions. The bunker will protect the military from enemy fire and shell fragments. Last time reported. Either they are very certain something is about to happen, or they're planning on something is about to happen. biggest worry. Boring, my biggest worry. How much energy it took for one balloon? 5,000. What? Boring, my biggest worry. How much energy it took for one balloon? Imagine 5,000. Are you talking about the Chinese balloons or the other stuff? But my point is, the China balloon, right? No, but listen, I think it's very likely. But hey, listen here. It's very minimal impact thing that's going to happen in the United States. Now, your economy is going to take a hit, and that's going to be bad. But, you know, you have a lot of land. You have a lot of farmers. You're very likely going to be a lot better off than most of Europe. And that's my point, okay? It's very unlikely that anybody is going to get close to the United States coast with anything. So that's just my point. That's what I'm trying to point out. I'm not saying it's not going to be bad. Of course, it's going to be bad. There's going to be things that happen. There's going to be things that can happen. But, you know. Do you have a flashlight? Yeah. It's very... You have to make sure you don't have it. You have everything you need. And yeah. But listen, I'm just be honest with you. It's very unlikely anything is going to hit the United States coast. But it doesn't hurt to be ready. That's why it doesn't hurt to be ready, but I'm just saying it's probably going to be very minimal compared to other areas in the United States. That's what I don't know, you know. But it doesn't matter. The Chinese balloon, 5,000 Chinese balloons. Well, yeah. I mean, listen. Yeah, I don't know if China has that many balloons, but yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. No, I mean, it's good to be ready. My point is, it's good to be ready wherever you live, but don't overdo it. Don't make it your life, okay? Yes, there could be a war heading our way, but don't make it your life, okay? Just, you know, that's one point. That's where you have it. Now, but the funny thing is, a lot of people do imagine it like that, but think about it. North Korea gives away 2 million shells. In exchange, it gets food. North Korea gives away 2 million shells. In exchange, it gets what? Food? How fucking poor are you if you... I mean, let's just be honest here, guys. Let's just be honest with each other. North Korea, the only thing that makes them a threat is their nuclear weapons. Okay? North Korea is not a threat. Now, I want to show you this video here. A large quantity of ballistic missiles were spotted moving around Iran. At least 25 FAT, or what do you call it? 313 short-range ballistic missiles were seen being transported. That is interesting. Question is what direction? Question is what direction? No, it's probably going to be mostly his own You know, he's gonna eat that food for himself and the wealthy 1%. Look at this.
همتون دیگه در خبر باشید خودتون دوش بعدش آره دیگه
Either Iran is heading to war, or they're doing something stupid. Because I don't know if they're driving it towards Pakistan. Pakistan, I thought they already figured things out with Pakistan. I don't think that's what they're doing. But they could be heading towards their border, trying to shoot towards Israel. You never know. Or they could be transporting it so they can sell it to Houthis. You don't know. Fayette, F-A-T-E-H 313 short-range ballistic missiles. Not a great time. Ukraine will spend 2024 working on strengthening the defense industry and preparing for a new counteroffensive in 2025. See, that's it. Ukraine's not planning on ending this war in this year. Probably going to Houthis. Very likely. I don't know. Ukraine will spend 2024 working on strengthening its defense industry and preparing for a new counteroffensive in 2025. That's not a bad plan. They should have done that in 2023. But they have the time now, and I would do that as well. God damn. Twitter. Let's see. It does certainly appear so. United States President Biden signed a draft law on the country's temporary budget until March 2024. According to the White House website, this avoids shutdown. Yeah. So, United States have avoided shutdown. United States, here's the latest advancement of the United States government, the most powerful country in the world. They've made a law that avoids their government from shutting down. Wow. I mean, just hands down. Amazing work, guys. You guys are just doing great. What fucking happened? What happened to the United States? What happened? Weak fucking leaders. That's what happens. Yeah. Let him through. Look at this. Look at this. It's interesting coming from a goddamn immigrant. We stupid sometimes. Well, it's not the people. Listen, there's a lot of smart people in the United States. There's a lot of people who know what they're doing, good at their craft, good at working, good at everything. They're very resourceful people. United States people, very resourceful people. It's the leaders that can't agree and are stupid. You know, that's what it is. Now I know you don't like this idea, but I once in a while I do think to myself, what if the United States just split up into Republican and Democratic states? Would it be better? I'm just asking. It's the others. It's the others. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's certainly right. A lot of news coming out. Like, I keep seeing sort of thing about the, I mean, interesting ones, no. God damn. That's a heavy hit. I know it's a ridiculous idea, but I'm just going to put it out there. If the United States split up into Republican and Democratic states and formed a union in where they work together but have their own sort of ideas, don't you think the United States would work better? I don't know, but I'm just, you know, I don't know. I think I'm not going to, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. My bad. I mean, it's probably, you know, not going to happen. Of course, the United States wants to exist as one country. Of course, they fought a war over it once, you know. Two countries fought a war over existing together. It obviously created some tension back then, you know. It created some tension back then. If it created tension back then, you know, you still have that tension, even though it's not the same people. You still have that tension because these people, they're the same. They're like we you know, Republicans versus Democratic states, and you have it who's who, right? Yeah. Not that, you know, people put it out there and people say it and people don't like me saying it, but I mean, at what point? Because let's be honest here, the United States is falling apart. Damn. Finding anything. Trying to find something. Nothing ain't showing up, man. Nothing's showing up. Guess we could watch some Zelensky if you want to. Maybe interesting. Yeah, let's watch Zelensky.
Здоров'я, шановні українці і українки. Сьогодні була продовжена наша традиція, нова традиція, але вже цілком звична та органічна традиція вшанування українських героїв та вручення квартир героям України, родинам наших героїв. Сьогодні я мав честь вручити сертифікати ще на 30 квартир нашим воїнам Збройних сил, Нацгвардії, Державної прикордонної служби, також родині працівника ДСНС України. Усі абсолютно заслужені, абсолютно достойні герої. Воїни, які відзначились в боях у Гостомелі та інших містах і селах Київщини, на сході нашої держави, на Чернігівщині, Сумщині, Харківщині, на Донеччині, Луганщині, на півдні, при захисті Херсону, герої України, льотчики, пілоти вертольотів, які у надзвичайно ризикованих складних місіях доставляли в оточений Маріуполь необхідну зброю, амуніцію, забирали поранених. Зокрема, завдяки цьому Маріуполь бився. Сьогодні відзначив пілотів армійської авіації сухопутних військ, які виконували цю місію на рівні з воїнами ГУР. Кожен з героїв України має таку особисту історію хоробрості, такі особисті результати, які Україна завжди буде пам'ятати і якими завжди буде пишатися. Я дякую кожній родині наших героїв, усіх наших воїнів. Це гордість, коли в Україні є такі люди, і це шанс нашого народу, усіх, хто б'ється заради України, хто допомагає, хто зміцнює наші сили оборони та безпеки. Усі рятують Україну і українців. І сьогодні провів 2 телефонні розмови. Албанія, пан прем'єр-міністр Еді Рама подякував йому за незмінну принципову підтримку України, за дуже чітку і завжди помітну політичну позицію щодо кожного з викликів, які є зараз. Ми обговорили нашу співпрацю в міжнародних інституціях, зокрема дуже корисним для захисту міжнародного права, для збереження здорового глузду в міжнародних інституціях було головування Албанії в Раді безпеки ООН. Албанське представництво завжди морально і чесно реагувало на потоки російської брехні в ООН. І це важливо, щоб чесний голос завжди звучав у відповідь на російську дезінформацію. Обговорили сьогодні з паном прем'єр-міністром і розширення нашого діалогу на рівні Україна-Балкани. Друга розмова сьогодні протягом дня. Президент Об'єднаних Арабських Еміратів, особливий акцент, наша вдячність за посередництво заради звільнення полонених. Така наша робота жодного дня не переривається. Ми завжди шукаємо шляхи, завжди шукаємо ефективного посередництва. Це стосується усіх наших полонених, і воїнів, і цивільних, і захисників Азовсталі, усіх інших наших українських військових оборонців. Процес дуже складний, дуже чутливий, але завдання незмінне. Ми маємо звільнити усіх наших людей, повернути усіх полонених додому. Окрім цієї тематики, звичайно, говорили про двосторонні відносини, про можливості підтримки України в різних сферах. А з боку Еміратів минулого тижня ми отримали партію генераторів, і це один з прикладів, як можна допомогти стійкості України. Це важлива гуманітарна робота. Поінформував пана президента Еміратів і пана прем'єр-міністра Албанії щодо нашої глобальної роботи по формулі миру, по підготовці глобального саміту миру. Це спільний інтерес усіх в світі, хто цінує стабільність та передбачуваність, щоб глобальний саміт миру мав результат, щоб міжнародне право знову діяло наповну. Зараз через божевілля російських керівників для кожної нації світу період невизначеності і небезпеки. Все частіше світ чує та переконується, що попереду може бути ще більш воєн. Але ми маємо силу, щоб це зупинити. Ми маємо силу захистити нормальне життя. Світ має цю силу, і вона має спрацювати зараз. Має зупинити Росію. Я вдячний усім, хто допомагає. Дякую усім, хто захищає Україну, хто працює заради України, хто пам'ятає головне завдання – дати нашій державі усі можливості, щоб вигнати окупантів. Обов'язково це зробимо. Слава Україні!
Slava Ukraina, there you have it. Now let's take a look at it. Who's there? I hear air raid's going off now. I mean, I'm wondering if it's these supersonic missiles that I've been hearing about. Maybe they're right there. I don't know. It could be. You know, you never know nowadays. Things are so goddamn.
Dog.
Dog. Oh, goddamn. Japanese median age, 1960, 25. 2020, 48. It's not very old. It's not. 48 years old? That's not an old age. It's not. I think it's China. It's like 35 or something like that. It's insane. Same age as same as like in the fucking Stone Ages or Bronze Ages or something like that. You know, fucking same shit. You know, god damn. It's Chinese for you right there. That's China right there for you. Lives to 35. I don't know if they... Obviously, I believe they get older. They do, obviously. But it's like median age never really holds true. Because, no, there's not a lot of people who dies in the median age. I mean, it's like... It's weird, you know? Don't know where to get those fucking numbers from, but apparently they do. The Washington Post reports that Israel's targeted the end of January for escalation of military actions against Hezbollah. Just in here, guys, just in. The Washington Post reports that Israel has targeted the end of January for escalations of military actions against Hezbollah. This comes right here for Spectre Index. Because... The whole idea of not letting Palestine be a state is ridiculous. I mean, listen, you know, you're not going to be able to coexist. Israel seems to have this sort of idea that they're going to be able to coexist. If they have the moral high ground now, you know, having this population that doesn't want them in the country, which is the Palestinians, you know, they're not going to have a very great time they're going to have to control them, but that won't happen. You know, having to control, you know, literally control them would be with force. They won't have the more high ground for very long. This two-state solution is the best solution. They would have to figure something out where they can live peacefully together. If that is Israel getting to control sectors of them not having weapons or them not having something like that, maybe that can, you know, be arranged. But the whole idea of not having a two-state solution is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, Palestinian people, we were talking about 2.1 million people, at least 2 million people without homes, without anything of the sorts. So Israel not only, I think, should be responsible for definitely repairing a lot of what happened. At least they should help. I don't know if the EU is going to help them or something like that. But rebuilding Palestine and coexisting with maybe some things in between of Israel getting to control the idea of them not having weapons. I don't know. But, you know, it's hard, you know, but the two-state solution seems to be the best solution, but they have to figure something out peacefully wise, you know, yeah, that's, you know, and they can't make them leave, because if they want to make them leave, they would have to go into Egypt, and Egypt can't support a population of 2.1 million. Then they would have to go to Europe, and I don't want 2.1 million people moving to Europe. That's a lot of people. The Washington Post reports that Israel has targeted the end of January for escalations of military actions against Hezbollah. So that's the escalation point there. I see Iran has recently just moved its missiles up. I just saw, listen, here's the real funny thing here, guys. The Washington Post just put out a post, or at least said recently, that they've seen that Israel's going to attack or perform some kind of military escalation with Hezbollah at the end of January, this January, 10 days from now. We just saw Iran moved 45, I think it was, 25 or 45 medium range or short range ballistic missiles to its border. either Iran wants to come to the aid of Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a much larger force, has a lot more weapon systems and all that stuff. So it's interesting that we just saw Iran moving ballistic missiles, and now we're seeing the possible escalation point coming at the end of January. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Here's my point. Here's the point. Israel said, and this is a long time ago, when the start of this war started, right? Everyone said that if Israel went to war with Hezbollah, it would spread, right? It would be a chain reaction. One war here, one war here or here. They would come to the aid, or they would have grounds to start a regional war. Or if Hezbollah was to attack, the United States wanted to get involved. Iran wanted to get involved. If they were to attack, Iran wanted to get involved. Turkey didn't directly say they wanted to get involved, but they certainly haven't made it less clear. So, yeah, not particularly what I'd say extremely great, but that's what we have to deal with now then.
Campaign.
Obama's AG Eric Holder says that American democracy could end with the election of Donald Trump. Right. I mean, that's certainly far-fetched. Yeah, the United States, it's not doing too great right now. It's probably going to bounce back eventually, but it's not doing too great right now. He already had 4 years to fix everything in the United States, but he didn't. Did he? He didn't. Well, nothing got better. Well, just worse off than we were before, aren't we? Well, not me, but the United States takes a tumble. We all do. Everybody's economy is pretty much embedded within the United States. It's about time we pull it out. Because I'm telling you what, if the United States takes that stump, he isn't all powerful. No, he isn't all powerful. And also, by the way, I just want to point out, if the United States, looking like it's doing, is heading into recession, if it's heading into recession, or if it's taking a tumble down a fucking median road, if every fucking European economy is entangled with the United States, I would try to see if I can untangle the economy. I'm just saying, it doesn't bother me that we have trade with you guys, that we have I'm not dissing the United States here, but I'm just saying, you know, it's going down a slippery hole. If we don't start thinking smart, it's going to go very, very fucking far for the people as well. We're talking about 325 million or something like that people, 350 million or what, I don't know how many people that live in the United States. We're talking about a lot of millions of people not being able to fucking exist on the United States. The way the United States is heading right now, a lot of people are not going to be able to simply exist, which is the saddest part, you know? Care more about the people than I do about the sort of economy setting and all, you know? More pushes by the Russians for Andavika. The Russians definitely are trying to push into Andavika. You can see some pushes here from yesterday to 19th. There you go. Nothing down here as of right now. Russian appears to have made initial gains over here, but nothing major as of right now. But it does appear that they are still going intensely for it, which is not a great time for the Ukrainians. Well, it's going to get ugly. it's going to get very ugly. It's going to be very sad because a lot of people require that the United States Congress and everybody stops fucking, bickering and start working on a solution that can help and profit of people in the United States don't fucking starve. But apparently they don't want to do that. They just want to bigger to each other. North Korea has announced an underwater nuclear weapons test. North Korea state-run news agency reported, stating country's defense ministry. North Korea will hold an underwater nuclear test. I repeat, North Korea will hold a underwater nuclear test. That's, yeah. Now I'm just being silly. Yeah. Asking them to not argue, that's silly. It certainly is, which, yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah. Asking the United States Congress to not argue is like asking a chicken to fly. It's not going to fucking happen. It might fly for a bit, but it's not going to fly. It's going to land on the ground very, very soon, I thought they already did that yesterday. Well, didn't they, they announced it. Well, okay, yeah, well, they announced it 15 hours ago. But, yeah. Well, it wasn't announced today. It might have been announced today, but it wasn't announced solely. It was announced 15 hours ago, that's right. But it hasn't happened yet. They said they were going to do it, right? But they said they were going to announce it. They announced it yesterday, that's true. Like, I might have just read it now. The 15 hours ago is the one I got. $15 hours ago. North Korea continues to prepare for war as they respond to more massive war games in South Korea. North Korea continues to warn South Korea and the U.S. to stop these provocations against provocative actions, but they refuse. Kim has stated that he now plans on conquering the South for the reunification instead of peaceful solution. War is coming. War is certainly coming. I mean, if Russia is waiting to attack NATO until fucking, North Korea is at war with the United States, then that could be a thing. I mean, listen, no matter what, we're heading down somewhere. Oh, it tested. Right, my bad, guys. I might have read it wrong then. So North Korea said it tested. So tested an underwater nuclear attack drone. Right. Oh, it tested. Right. My bad then. So I read test. I thought it said they were gonna test it, but no. North Korea has tested a nuclear capable underwater attack drone. Pyongyang tested the Hail 523 in waters off the east coast of the United States. And its allies were seriously threatening the security of the country, destabilizing the regional security or situation or whatever they said. Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. So I read it wrong. I thought it said they were gonna do it, but they did do it. Right. Okay. Well, my bad then. It happens. Oh, everyone is banging the one goddamn war drums. I find it hard to conquer. I mean, listen. Venezuela, but still could be heading closer to war. South Korea is getting very unstable. Sorry, not South Korea. South America is getting pretty unstable, more than it already is. South and North Korea is, of course, heading to war. Appears so, at least. Taiwan and China seems to be the only people that might not be heading to war, at least not very soon. China appears to have put on a recently greater attitude towards not going to war, but even though they keep saying they're not going to go to war, then the next day they keep provocating, so that's still a problem. Russia threatens to go ahead and attack on NATO, which is probably not going to happen, but it's still a real threat. Belarus has recently sent soldiers to Russia to get trained in Russia, which means we could be seeing Belarusian troops headed towards the Russian front from being trained in Russia. We don't know about that yet. Let's go on as well. We have Kosovo and Serbia still at it. They're still tense with each other. Then we have, of course, the whole of Africa is pretty much at war with each other. The whole of the Middle East is at war with each other, and every single capital in the EU. Be weak when you're strong. Don't trust China. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna trust China. That's the thing I'm saying. Listen, I mean, they keep saying they want better peaceful solutions, but that's only them saying that every few weeks, and then they continue to do the same shit they do every single time. And I know. I know all about that. Talked about China long times, but yeah. I'm telling you what, guys, this is not looking good. I mean, every European capital is under protest right now, and the world's spun big fucking mess haven. I tell you what I want to do. I'm going to save up. I'm going to probably figure something out. And I think I'm going to move to Greenland. Yeah. Denmark owns Greenland. I don't need a new passport. I just go to Greenland. Because Greenland is peaceful. There's very few amount of people who live in Greenland. It's a fishing village. You get a job as a fishing guy. I can't eat fish, but that's something we'll have to figure out. I can't eat fish, which is I can't tolerate it, but that's something we'll have to figure out. But other than that, we're pretty good. You should never trust China. Certainly not. Listen, guys, if you ever want to find me, if this world ever goes to shit, nuclear bombs keep going off or something like that, you go to Greenland and you'll find me. I'll do everything to make it up there. Because I tell you what, if you're going to survive somewhere, you're going to survive up there. That's the only way you're going to survive. That's up there. Tell you what, I mean, I'm not going to, Never ask a woman her age, never ask a man his salary, and never ask a Palestinian what he tweeted on October 7th. And that's the guy. Remember that guy, the actor, who apparently, first of all, he was a soldier, then he was a caring civilian, then he was a journalist, then he was injured in hospital, then he was in intensive care. Oh my god. The most fake shit. Like, why did he keep doing it? Like, we didn't realize he wasn't the same person. Like, maybe he was making fun of it, or I don't know. More components from U.S. found in Russian missile launch on Chevny feeder in August. Well, I mean, listen, you're not gonna discount the fact that the United States and Russia has been working together for some time before this war, and of course they have weapons from the United States. They could have salvaged them from the Middle East. They could have gotten them from anywhere. Listen, that's not unlikely. I mean, the United States, every time they leave the Middle East, they don't take their things back. The United States never take their things back from the Middle East. It's much cheaper for them to just produce a lot more than it is to take it home, because it costs a lot to take it home, but it's a lot cheaper to just produce more stuff. So they left everything behind. They did the same thing in Afghanistan. So, a lot of American stuff is in Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff like that. If they bought it from Iran, who has connections in Iran, who may have gotten it from Iran or something like that, or Iraq, you never know. You never know. U.S. warns of Russia attempts to use European elections against Ukraine. Oh, and like a U.S. warns of Russia attempts to use European elections against Ukraine. Right. Fucking corrupt European fucking leaders. Tell you what, I want to smack those people in the fucking face. Would you ever fucking come to our country and start being fucking corrupt? Denmark's the least corrupt country in the whole goddamn world, and we intend to have it so. Every fucking way, you know, every step of the way. Do we will head also in something bad? That is where we will head also in something bad after the dust settles. Green is the safest place on earth. It's very unbothered. That's what it is. It's huge. It's huge. It's great. Nobody can find you, and you can get a boat, fish, if you teach them, be taught. Although I will say, if everybody starts heading to Greenland, I might think of a different location, because I don't want to. I want everybody to be there. Our weapons are everywhere. Yeah, your weapons are everywhere. You know, I mean, people act like it's a surprise that Russia has U.S. weapons. Not like then they're like, oh, maybe the United States are supplying Russia with weapons. No, the United States just leaves everything behind. They don't take their things fucking home. There's still U.S. equipment in fucking Vietnam. Okay, they don't take things home. They don't take things home. You know, they don't do it. They don't take things home. They just, you know, yeah. It's because it's cheaper to do it without. U.S. spaceship lost over South Pacific following failed space mission. God damn it, NASA. Well, it happens. You know, I do aware that the rocket fell in the ocean, but at least it didn't crash into the moon like Russia's one did. It's one thing to fail while trying to take off. That's the hardest part. But for you, well, it's also hard to land on the moon. But for your rocket to fucking fail landing on the moon and crash into the moon like Russia's did, you gotta be one stupid motherfucker. It was really bad. It crashed into the fucking moon. Like, it was a bad day for Putin. I mean, student dressed as furries could be elected by animal control if new Oklahoma bill passes. This is just core American shit right here. I mean, why the fuck did he even do it at this point? Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's American. Let's get the losses of the numbers here. 920 troop numbers, 20 tanks, 45 APVs, 19 artillery systems, 1 air defense system. It's nice. 4 drones, 37 vehicles and fuel tanks, 4 special equipment, nothing else there. But look at that. That's some pretty good numbers right there. 20 tanks and 45 vehicles. God damn. Yeah, you gotta get good. How many fucking APVs does Russia has? Because they can't have a lot at this point. You know, I'm just gonna say they might have 20,000, but I don't know if that's completely true. Turkey's astronaut flew into space for the first time. SpaceX has sent a crew of tourists to conquer outer space. They will spend 2 weeks on the International Space Station. For this, space tourists paid 50 million pounds. Sorry, not pounds, euros. 50 million euros. An astronaut from Turkey will make such a flight for the first time. During their stay in the orbital laboratory, the crew will conduct more than 30 scientific experiments. SpaceX says docking with the ISS is scheduled for January the 20th. No matter how much fucking money or no matter how many times they would offer for me to go out there and do stuff like that, I would never, ever in my fucking life go up on a fucking into space. I'm not going into space. Never. No matter how safe it gets, I'm not going to space. I'm fine. I'm on Earth. You know, I can go flying. I can go sailing. I can do all that stuff. I'm not gonna fucking go into space. It's ridiculous. Who wants to go into space? It's great that some people are doing it. I love space in the sense that I love looking at it, and I love the idea about space. It's fascinating. And I love the fact that we have astronauts, but I'm never gonna myself go into fucking space. Never am I gonna fucking go into space. Sorry, but I'm... No! Never ever, no matter how many fucking money I got. Never. It's no matter how many. Hungarian PM administration has not ruled out possible improvement of relations with Ukraine. Hungarian Prime Minister, so so Urban, right? Did he realize he's wrong and now he's trying to save his career? He could be doing that. You never know. You never know. He could be trying to save his career now. Just saying, oh, actually, we like Ukraine. Like all of a sudden. I signed up for the Mars mission. They denied me. Well, listen, if you want to go to space, go to space. I mean, it's amazing. It's a fascinating place. And it's absolutely, I mean, it's beautiful, right? But listen, personally, no. I mean, look at it. It's got nothing. It's empty. It's not empty, but you know what I'm saying. Reversion already happened after World War II in Afghanistan. War for Bakhmut. Fuck you. Yeah. It's a Russian way. Look at that shit right there. Alright, well, listen guys. I am gonna I am going to end the stream here. Tomorrow I'm gonna come back with a planned stream because I didn't get time. Listen, tomorrow we'll come back and I've done my research. I didn't do much research today. I'm sorry, but I'll do my research tomorrow. Sorry about that. But of course, I think we got what I mainly wanted to talk about. Of course, we got the most juicy news, but we're gonna come back with something more. You know, maybe something a little bit more blah blah blah. You know. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping by.